Is that your phone?
Yeah, why?
Oh, you're one of those.
What? What do you mean one of those? What does that mean? One of those what? What does that mean? What? One of those what? Sup, rotten smartphones. The thing you want to do everything with, except actually call somebody. Am I right? Hey, I know. I'm just too funny. It's more of a curse than a blessing, let me tell you. It doesn't matter who you are in the world, what your background is, what your ideals are, etc. Chances are you probably have a smartphone, and I'm gonna make fun of you for it. So let's start with Apple. If you're Team Apple, chances are you've been Team Apple for as long as you can remember, and you're probably going to be for the rest of your life. You grew up playing Temple Run and Tap Tap Revenge, and you're going to have iPad kids who know how to set up two-factor authentication before they even know how to say the ABCs. You probably have more than one Apple-related device, because how can the ecosystem work without your iPad and your AirPods? I mean, you're gonna need a MacBook to do work on, right? And might as well throw an Apple Watch while you're at it, man. You don't make the rules. And don't get me started on being near a non-iPhone user. You act like everything is fine, but you're secretly judging them. You are going to make a friend today, but you'd be damned if you see a green bubble pop up on your screen. You think you're better than everyone else, and no one can tell you otherwise. If you're on an iPhone 8 or older, you're not going to hesitate to let everyone know. You're probably going to use that phone until it's on its very last breath, struggling to keep a full charge for more than a couple hours, begging, pleading for you to finally take it off life support. That thing is way past his warranty and only a shadow of his former self. But hey, at least it has a home button and is jailbroken. Who cares about the battery health? iPhones are now getting features you already hacked it years ago. Your move, Tim Apple. Speaking of sticking it to the man, here's Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. Surfshark is an app and browser extension that allows you to virtually place yourself anywhere in the world and access the internet from that country, giving you the cool and unique ability to access content that would otherwise be unavailable to you. Recently, I've been feeling pretty nostalgic for the classic animated movies I watched growing up, like My Neighbor Totoro by Studio Ghibli. However, Netflix in the US must hate peak animation because it's nowhere to be found. Well, thanks to Surfshark VPN, with just a couple of clicks, I am now Canadian. Syrup, eh? Cut that out. With Canadian Netflix, I get a bunch of the Studio Ghibli classics back and much, much more. Not only that, but it uses government-grade encryption for your online data to give you that extra wave of security, keeping your sensitive information like passwords and photos exclusive to you. Did I mention that it has no limit and you can use it on an unlimited amount of devices? Who else you know lets you do that? So, if you're tired of being gatekept by the region you live in and you want your privacy secured, check out Surfshark VPN in the description below and enter coupon code ROTTEN for an extra 4 months free, complete with a 30-day money-back guarantee. What a steal! And thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. For iPhone 10s and newer, every single one of you is pretending that Face ID is peak, and quite frankly, it's a little embarrassing at this point. People who steadily upgrade these phones try to find ways to justify their purchase by trying to convince themselves that they aren't getting it simply because it's new and they wanted a fresh color. It's okay if you want a new shiny brick, but it's kind of hard to show it off when it looks almost exactly like the last one. They all run YouTube, TikTok, Instagram just fine, I promise you. And oh yeah, your phone has not suddenly stopped working. You just wanted a new phone. iPhone minis and SEs. Your hands are probably small, and you like the fact that you can access the entire real estate of your screen with just one hand. That's cool and all, but what are you doing on your phone when you need to access your entire screen at any given time? You do know that the Safari app search bar is on the bottom now, right? Just double check if your charge isn't on 3% with such a small battery. Also, how does it feel waiting for Apple to throw you guys a bone every few years with a new model? This is what y'all look like watching the keynote every year, hoping that the new phones they release will be small enough to not look like an iPad mini in your tiny ass hand. Pro Maxes. You clearly don't care about money. That dopamine rush you get from purchasing a maxed out iPhone knowing damn well you don't need one is truly unmatched. I have a question though. Besides the size and battery, can you spot any differences between the Pro and Pro Max phones? Yeah, I thought so. But there is no difference between the size of battery this year, so I'll let you slide this time. You just want to feel like you have the definitive iPhone, and having bragging rights on top of that doesn't hurt either. Who else do you know have a maxed out iPhone like you? No one. Exactly. They're all peasants. Peasants with an inferior battery. And some other cool stuff. So you think you're smarter than iPhone users and maybe even other Androids. Some of you are only Samsung fans because you refuse to be Apple fans. Imagine being so anti-Apple that you choose a company that is basically the Apple of Android, especially now. What are these? Samsung, you have some explaining to do. Oh, but you're too deep into it now, even though your arguments are no longer valid. But iPhones are just so expensive. Try again. I know a lot of you watch for new iPhone updates just to say, we did that years ago. I just hope you know that saying that has the same energy as someone saying first in the comments. That means whatever you think it means. And don't think I haven't seen those commercials of Samsung making fun of Apple for something, only for them to do the same thing a year later. Where's your soul, man? Chances are you're still in a my phone still works, so why should I get a new one camp? And if you own a Note, you refuse to upgrade to a Samsung Galaxy Ultra because you enjoyed it when the Note was its own thing, you know? Either that or just too expensive. Both are understandable. You love the upgradability and how repairable these phones are. But a part of you still remembers what happened with the Galaxy Note 7. It still lingers in the back of your head like PTSD war flashbacks. You've accepted the fact that your phone line looks more and more iPhone-like with every release and pretend not to notice or care. Chances are you're very loyal and regularly frequent Apple-related in real-life conversations or comment sections to insert Android propaganda in any way you can. You believe you're in an entire league of your own. iPhone, Galaxy, Pixel? You couldn't care less because none of them can close. You enjoy opening your phone and watching how people react in awe. And you also go about your days pretending like you don't see that very obvious crease smack dab in the middle of your phone. And you like to pretend that you don't see it anymore, but you know it's always been there. You just gaslight yourself. Coming in third place with the heart and confidence of first place is Google. Google has had a prominent hand in Android since its inception and debuted in the smartphone game with the Nexus. However, it got axed. Just like almost everything they decide to make. Their Google Pixel seems to have some staying power though, and with only a few misses, I'm looking at you Pixel Slate, it looks like the Pixels are here to stay, I think. Well, at least your phone will definitely last for the next 7 years. I think. You enjoy being the underdog in this smartphone rivalry. You're well aware you're in third place, but you bet no one would want to compare photos with you though. Oh, new iPhone? Bet you that camera's still not touching yours. Samsung also has cool AI features, but does their camera still rival yours? Oh, thought not. If you own a nothing phone, you just love the game, man. You know you're not going to win. Owning a nothing phone is like voting third party in the primaries. You're passionate and you stick to your gut, regardless of whether it makes a real difference or not. You also think their aesthetics are unmatched. You own probably the best phone that nobody has. Having any of these phones is like having a Wii U or a PS Vita when they came out. The masses probably heard of your phones, but no one is willing to take that leap. And maybe you like that. Maybe it makes you that much more unique. What kind of phone do you have? Are there any details I missed? Let me know in the comments. And shout out to my Rotten and Rotten Pro patrons, Vasco, Franskoback, Takazma, and Kerry Keck for supporting me on Patreon. Relevant links will be provided in the description below. Thanks for watching. And if you want to see more of me, you know what to do. You know, I had a lot of fun writing for this video because there's nothing that gets your day going like a couple of stereotypes. Am I right? Anybody? Well, I thought it was funny.